Everybody to the Good Shepherd episode 12. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to get right to it. Michael, LeBron, Michael, that is a very famous debate. I feel like it's been going on longer than the Dark Ages, but that's okay because I think I can resolve it here and now. There is no debate, and it's because of three simple words. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. LeBron, you can't be the greatest of all time if you're not even better than the second greatest player of all time. It's pretty simple, but you may consider that blasphemy and sacrilegious. But the reality is, I'm not looking at best all-around player. Let's just remove that from the equation. Because if we're talking best all-around player, that logic would insinuate that Jason Kidd is better than Kobe and Dirk. And we know there is no truth to that statement whatsoever. So I'm going to remove that here and now. When it comes to the beginning of their careers, Kareem had more regular season MVP awards. He had more finals MVP awards because LeBron didn't win a game in the NBA Finals. Kareem beat Wilt and West and Baylor and Goodrich. And of course, we know Wes Unseld and Gus Johnson and Earl Monroe. On his way to his first title, he had an aging Oscar Robertson. He was not the Big O at that point. He was Oscar Robertson. In 1974, he pushes a Hondo, Cowens, JoJo White, Paul Westphal, 4 Hall of Fame team to 7 games in the NBA Finals. That's pretty remarkable considering the only help he essentially had was an Oscar Robertson who was absolutely on his last legs at that point. Kareem had 4 regular season MVPs. He was a better defensive player than LeBron James. So Kareem absolutely marks that check. Now, if we look at the middle of their careers, Kareem was still one of the 2 or 3 best players in the NBA. He still won multiple MVP awards. So I'm gonna be fair to LeBron here. LeBron had a better middle of his career. I'm going to give him that because you can't knock 3 finals MVPs. You certainly can't knock 3 titles. And we know that LeBron is all-time great in those finals with the Heat. So I'm not going to knock him for that. But again, I want to point this out. It took LeBron moving away from his original team where people want to say he didn't have enough help. Well, neither did Kareem. He didn't have that much help either. And he fled to a team with 2 Hall of Famers in his first title and 3 Hall of Famers in his second title. Wade Bosch being 2012, 2013. Wade Bosch and, of course, Ray Allen, the game-winning instant classic three-pointer he had to tie the game in the corner. Moving on from that conversation. This, to me, is what really differentiates Kareem compared to LeBron. Kareem, we know, had an end. Kareem was consistently great in years 16, 17, 18, and 19. The dude won a finals MVP at 38 years old in a series in which Bird and Magic and McHale and Worthy and Parrish were all in their prime. These are first ballot Hall of Famers. Kareem was the best player in the series. At age 39, he makes an all-NBA first team. At 39, at 42, he was giving you 20 plus, 10 plus in his second to last game at 42, I didn't stutter, years old. His 20th and final season. Kareem was consistently great at the end. LeBron has not had an end yet. He hasn't had the totality of the years that Kareem has had. So it's unfair to put that onus on LeBron, but you can't fault and slight Kareem because of that. Very, very lastly, I'm going to put it like this in terms of overall statistics and greatness. Kareem is first all-time in NBA scoring. LeBron is more than 4,000 points away. Kareem is third all-time in rebounds. LeBron is way far away from that. Where LeBron has an advantage over Kareem is in career assists because he plays a position that is more prone, more likely, more accessible to finding players to convert on baskets. But I want to remind you, Kareem was so great that he has more than 1,000 assists than any other center in NBA history. Kareem would be second all-time in steals if they had recorded the dang stat in the first 4 years of his career. He would have been first all-time in blocks had they recorded the stat at the beginning of his career. He's third all-time now. Imagine what would have happened if they recorded it from 69 to 73. Kareem was so good that he broke the mythical Wilt Chamberlain, a magical figure in terms of sports because he was the Babe Ruth of the NBA. To this day, most dominant player to ever play the game. Kareem broke his scoring record, which a lot of people made it out to be unfathomable at that particular time, and he played 5 more full years. So, I want to conclude in this. Kareem was better at the beginning, by far. In the middle, I give a little bit of an edge to LeBron, even though Kareem was one of the 2 or 3 best players in the NBA still. And at the end, Kareem might have had the greatest end of a career in relation to years 17, 18, 19, and 20, years that LeBron hasn't had yet. Obviously, we know Jordan had great years towards the end, but he never played into years 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 like a Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had much better overall statistical numbers. We in this society have a really big recency effect. We want to anoint the guys that we grew up with, the guys that are in proximity to our eyes because it's convenient and it's easy. LeBron James is a global superstar, something Kareem was not privy of, something that Kareem and players back in those days didn't have the luxury of. Kareem was aloof with the media, so he did not have a great relationship with them. But we have to base this argument on evidence. I know it's sexy, I know it's appealing to put LeBron versus Michael, LeBron, because LeBron is a locomotive, he's a freak of nature, he's a once-in-a-generation type athlete. But if you want to be the richest person in the world, you have to become the second richest person first. And if you're LeBron James, that is the task that I put out there for you, sir. I want to thank you very much for listening to The Good Shepherd. Make sure you subscribe, but I also want to hear your comments below. Is it fair to say that Kareem is number 2 all time in terms of NBA history rankings? Your thoughts below. Is it fair to rule out that there should not be at this point a LeBron-Michael debate because he has not leapfrogged Kareem to this point? Now, I want in my next episode to talk about who LeBron James was before LeBron James. What in the world do I possibly mean by that? You're going to find out on the next episode 13 exactly what I mean by that. I really appreciate you listening. Comments below, and make sure you subscribe. Have a great day, everybody.